what made you change from government sector to get into private sector all over again?
The answer which I mostly give is that
So how many actually interviews process you had to go through for KPMG? What tool you find the most difficult one?
most difficult one, I would say,
How much time you used to dedicate for learning analytics?
so I used to dedicate around.
There are many companies in the market. What made you choose WsCube Tech? Was there ever a thought that this could be a scam?
Yeah,
एक कंटेंट राइटर से शुरुआत, फिर एक गवर्नमेंट जॉब जहां स्टेबिलिटी तो थी पर ग्रोथ का स्कोप लिमिटेड था, और आज केपीएमजी जैसे ग्लोबल फर्म में डेटा एनालिस्ट का रोल। ये कहानी है हमारे एक स्टूडेंट अदनान की, एक इंस्पायरिंग एग्जाम्पल कि कॉमर्स बैकग्राउंड होने के बावजूद डेडिकेशन और राइट मेंटोरशिप से करियर ट्रांजिशन किया जा सकता है। चलिए सुनते हैं अदनान की ये मोटिवेटिंग स्टोरी फ्रॉम अदनान हिमसेल्फ। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई वुड लाइक टू नो अबाउट योर बैकग्राउंड। आई नो दैट you have been in government employee, but what exactly you used to do, and maybe more about your educational background as well. Is it aligned with analytics?
uh, yeah. My previous job was aligned with the analytics role. I was working with the government of Madhya Pradesh as an e-governance assistant, where my primary role was to dive deep into the data and create some insights out of it that can help in policy implementation and to uh, assess the higher management as well. So that's how, when I joined the organization, that's how I got to know about the analytics and the importance of it, especially in the government sector, since we are focusing on a lot of public policies and stuff. So I decided to explore more into it because when I joined at that time, my skill set was not inclined heavily towards analytics. I didn't even know what Power BI was or what it did. So I started some researching about it. Started learning about some tools, how I can contribute into this field as well. And that's how it started, like any other student or aspirant would. Like I went on YouTube, I started searching for videos related to the field, and that's how I stumbled upon WsCube Tech as well. There were some videos as well, like long videos, which really helped me dive into it. And when I really felt confident that now my foundation is built, I wanted to have a structured way where I can direct my knowledge and use and learn further. So I decided to enroll for the program, the WSQ program, that uh, tells us about data analytics.
What about before this government role? What was your educational background and transition? Okay, I'll ask about that a little later. But first of all, talking about your educational background, what currently is your educational background?
So I have a graduation in BCom. I've
Okay.
done BCom. I also hold a post graduation diploma in computer applications, as
Okay.
well as an MBA in finance as well.
Okay.
I started doing MBA when I was working as a content associate with Unacademy. So
Okay.
uh, my focus was more on the content role at that time, but I decided to make my way into the analytics field as it was like heap similar to that field as well. So yeah.
Okay. How did you decided to get into what changed your mind from changing your an academy role to working with government of Madhya Pradesh?
So I started as a content writer because it felt like I was good at expressing my thoughts and conveying it to people. So that's how my love for content writing started, and I decided to delve into it in the early stage of my career. And as for the government role, I come from the northern part of India where like the majority of the aspirants in the northern region, they aspire to be in the government role, and I was one of them. So I was preparing for government role for some time, and I decided to pursue it then and explore it further. So I was in that role for around 2 years, and
Okay.
it was during that time when I started. gaining my skills and upgrading my skills into the analytics field as well.
Okay. Okay. That's great. You said that okay, there are lots of our aspirants as well who are already preparing for the government role, and I see a lot of students who are actually preparing for the roles, but there are scopes in the other fields as well. So
Right.
you are someone who cracked the government role, but then decided to switch it and get into the private sector. I know this question was also a question which was asked to you in your interview as well. So,
Right.
what answer that genuinely you gave to this particular question? That what made you change from government sector to get into private sector all over again?
Uh, See, the answer which I mostly give is that everything does not seem like what it is, and once you get into a role, you get dive into the much deeper aspects of it and how the work really is and what type of work you'll be doing and things like that. So when I joined the organization, everything like seemed good. Everything seemed really well, and the stability that comes with, and the several other incentives that come with it as well. But the one major thing which I found missing was the lack of growth opportunities within the government sector, because I've seen my seniors, they were stuck for the same position for around 10 to 12 years and they were still in the same position. So that was something which started when I started to question myself about the future within the same field as well. And I just decided that this is not something which aligned to my uh, goals and the career which I am focusing towards. So that's why I decided to make a switch into the field of analytics.
Okay, that's actually a really great answer as well. A lot of people are there who are stuck into getting government roles and they are preparing for like 4 years, 5 years, and when they actually get into it, what the reality is, sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's good for some people. For some people who are constantly looking for progress in their career, I think the stability looks, or wouldn't say just the stability, but the same repetitive task looks like boring to them.
It gets a
Yeah.
bit monotonous over time. So yeah, it was
Yes.
one of those.
Okay. So, talking about how much time you used to dedicate for learning analytics.
So initially, when I started with all the YouTube videos and everything, so I used to dedicate around 2.5 hours for a particular topic. I don't used to like focus particularly on the topic itself, but on the concepts as well, like understanding the deeper insights about it or why this particular concept was used here as well. So that was my majority attention which I was giving to in the initial part of the career. But when I felt confident enough, I started like diving deep into it and practicing more questions on other platforms and started working on projects as well and
Mhm.
everything. So that's how it started.
Okay. So, when you were preparing for analytics, were you also into a role, or you were just preparing for just analytics? Like, were
I
you
was
working as well
I
at the
was
same time?
yes, I was working at that time, so I was specifically preparing to help myself into the role which I was already into.
Already in.
So my major role was into preparation of reports, dashboards, and stuff, and I was not familiar with it. So I started the journey with introduction to analytics and learning about it and how I can use it in my day-to-day job profile as well. So that's how it started. When then I started liking it and I started exploring other tools as well. I got to know about MySQL, SQL database platforms, other platforms which are also useful in analytics. I got to know about libraries of Python and machine learning and everything. So
Mm-hmm.
then I shifted my focus toward that as well.
Okay. One important question that I have been meaning to ask you. There are many companies in the market. What made you choose WsCube Tech? Because there are many courses where people say that they might be a scam. Was there ever a thought that this could be a scam?
Yeah, this is a very genuine question. Even like when I started exploring on YouTube, there were many like multiple options which were there on YouTube, which were providing videos and learnings on the platform. But for WsCube Tech, I would say that the kind of explanation and the clarity which the videos gave me, I saw your videos like I remember that there is one 29-hour long video which covers every topic. So I
Mhm.
used to like it. It became kind of my habit to just dwell into my to go into that videos and learn more about that, and it became standard practice. And the clarity, I think, is one of the better things because I also watched videos for other mentors, other instructors as well, but I found that they were not as easy as someone who had low knowledge into the field of analytics. So I was new to the field of analytics. So I wanted something which can convey me into layman's language and then raise the bar and then explain some deeper concepts into me. So that was one thing which I found really interesting, and which I that's why I decided to go for it because it was very helpful for me in the initial stage and in the advanced stages as well when it got more advanced and when I started working on projects as well.
Okay. You have worked on lots of projects. How many were them were guided and unguided?
So guided projects, I would say around, I think, I don't remember the exact number, but there were quite a few.
Mm-hmm.
So around 5 to 7 projects were there, all which came into the course enrollment as well, a part. So there were these projects. Aside from that, I used to work on all the other projects that were trending in topic as well. Like AI was very popular at that time when I started, when I enrolled for the program. So along the side, when there was a specific part like SQL was going on, so I decided to use my knowledge of SQL and decided to build a different course which would focus on that as well. Because unguided projects, I think. They are equally important as guided ones, but they also help you discover the real issues which you will face while working on real-time environments and stuff like that. Because when you face these problems yourself, you get more clarity on how to deal with them, and then of course I had you or other mentors as well who I can reach out to, or the community as well, the W cohort community. So that's how I worked on
That's
these
how.
projects, and
Okay.
yeah,
Unguided projects are definitely really very helpful, right? They not just
right,
give you, they give you more confidence. I would just say that
right.
that you can actually do something on your own rather than following someone.
Right. So this was one of the reason why I chose to go for unguided projects because guided projects I used to dive I used to scroll LinkedIn and there were many guided projects which from other programs and from similar programs as well, and that creates a sort of monotony for me, and I decided I wanted to if I want to dive into the field deeper, I wanted to stand out from the other competition as well. So unguided projects are the best way to do that.
Right. Okay.
And it gives you more flexibility as well. You can choose your own domain which you like get into and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So,
Because tool is just the medium, right? It's in the at the end you are doing analysis.
right.
Okay. What tool you find the most difficult one in the entire program?
Most difficult one, I would say, because I'm from a commerce background, so Python was very new to me. So Python I found a bit difficult, and although machine learning part as well, that was also something which I faced difficulty with. Aside from that, from the basic tools, I would say the DAX formulas, which everyone is concerned with. So DAX is one of the things I found difficult in the initial days, and I still do. And it gets it is one of those things like you can never take for granted. You just
Yes,
have to
definitely.
work on that and sharpen up your skills and just deal with
Mhm.
it.
But then too, before jumping towards the Python, you were able to secure the role even when we started with the Python, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So,
So
how much importance do you say you felt? in your current role of Python, can anyone be a data analyst without even Python?
Uh, Surely, I would say that anyone can be a data analyst without Python. Python is one of those things which is a good to have thing. If even if you don't know Python and you are skilled enough to work on Power BI, Excel, and SQL as well. So that sums up the entire profile for a data analyst, I feel like. But for especially for junior roles and fresher roles, I don't think Python is that compulsory, especially if they are not asking for it. So for my profile as well, there was no requirement of Python. That's why I applied it within during the course when I was done with Power BI, I think. So
Yes.
I think, but for automation, and once you progress far into your career, it becomes good to have skill. And therefore, if you're done with all this, if you're done with Power BI, if you're done with SQL, if you're done with Excel, and you feel like you want to upgrade yourself even further, then I think Python is a very good option to enhance your skill set and dive deep into the libraries and the machine learning, and it can help you in your career a lot.
Okay. Yes, definitely that is there. For freshers, Python is not that much requirement, but anyone who wants to upskill themselves, and obviously when an automation comes, even for you, I think when you will be there in the process where there would be slightly automation would be required, even you would be using Python as well. But
Right.
still was not the part of the job description, right? Talking about job description and talking about your interviews as well. I still remember the first time you messaged me about your first interview being conducted, and then I also remember then there is next one and next one and next one, and then there is more. That was a long process. So, how many actually interviews process you had to go through for KPMG?
So I had around 5 to 6 rounds in total. So the first one was a telephonic interview where HR just assesses your profile and assesses whether you are right for the role or such. After that, I had a technical assessment on Excel, SQL, and Power BI, where I was given an assignment and I had to, there were many tasks which I had to solve. There were many challenges which they were given to me. And it was I think around 1.5 hour session where your skills were evaluated on, where my skills were evaluated on the basis of that. And after that, I had a technical round for Excel and Power BI separately again. That round was in person with two interviewers who asked me practical questions about Excel, SQL, Power BI, and its implementations throughout. And once the both rounds were done separately. So for Excel there was a separate technical round, and for SQL and Power BI there was a separate round. After that, I had managers round where my problem solving skills and situational questions were given to me, like what would I do in such a situation and such. And some other discussions related to profile were held as well. After that, I got to have a conversation with the partner as well, where he discussed what expectations he had for me, what objectives, what my role would be, where would I come in, and all such things. And after that, after the partner round, there was HR discussion, where mostly the formalities and everything remaining were to discussed, and after that, the onboarding process, which everyone is excited about.
Okay. Who was the first person you told about once you cleared all the interviews?
Actually, I told you were the first person I told you about because I was not sure if
Okay.
I should inform my family because I was already in a government role and I was not sure how would they react to it. So as you were helping me with the entire process, I decided to reach you out firstly.
Oh my God, that
So
feels really very good to me. I was expecting that you would say family or your mom or your dad. You would came suddenly to me. Okay, that feels really very good.
uh,
Yeah, I was extremely happy. Every time we were discussing about the questions and what would be given, and every time used to, cross my fingers. Ki hopefully this happens for him. Hopefully this happens for him. So yeah, it
yeah,
was.
so At the
Good
initial
time.
stage, I was very nervous. Like it's the first time when I texted you that I had this interview, and I was very nervous. I don't know what questions to expect, what everything, but and thanks to you, you guided me very well. So that
Yeah.
time, and when the round followed up, after each and every round, my confidence grew, and I was able to communicate more better in a better way to all the senior and the higher management that came after it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, you held up really very nice. I mean, I just gave you some hints about what could be the questions, and then it was entirely your hard work that you. I still remember you were asking me about. Maybe I can learn this topic, or learn this topic, or I have learned this much today. Now, what else to learn? Tell me. So yeah, that was a lot
Yeah.
of hard work you put while going through the interviews. If you
Yeah.
would rate the difficulty of questions for someone who may be the part of the course as well, our course, what difficulty of question was it based on the concepts that you have learned on the in the course as well?
So for SQL and Excel, I would say pretty much everything that was covered in the WsCube course. Majority of the questions were from that. One or two questions, I think everyone just they come out of nowhere and you're not prepared for it in any way, even if you are most advanced aspirant or anything. So I think 95% of the questions which were covered for Excel and SQL which were covered, and for Power BI as well, I think the majority of the functions and the concepts were, and the foundational understanding, everything was, the questions were based on that only. And for the DAX formulas, I would say that there were some varieties. Of course, there would be some varieties in the DAX formulas, but you have to use your own understanding of the concepts. They were based on that concepts as well, only on the
Mm-hmm.
similar concepts, but with a bit of
Newer logics.
stretching or
Yeah.
with a bit of combined logics or nested logics, you say. So I think pretty much everything was covered in the course itself. I didn't have any issues with the questions, and even if I did, like you were there to guide me, so even if I had some not had some clarity on some concept, like you were kind enough to give me the examples for it, or how to deal with it in that situation as well. And I would say that even if, for the interview part, like there would be some time when you don't know what is the question about, when you don't understand the question. However, it is important to convey your approach to that question as well, like how you would deal with it. So that has also
Walking through
critical
your
advice
thought
that has
process,
helped me.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah, walk them through your thought process. That is also something which helped me a lot in my interview.
Yeah, okay. So difficulty of questions, how would you rate them? Were they like were they actually difficult, or for someone who has actually gone through the everything of each tools, whatever has been covered in the
Uh,
course?
so, so my current profile is more inclined towards the Power BI role. So for Excel and SQL, the questions were pretty basic and and good if you have a foundational and an advanced understanding of all the functions and everything. For the Power BI part, I would say that you would have to like practice a lot, especially DAX for
Mm-hmm.
all the logic building, for all the combined nested logics you would be using. And so my job role was specifically inclined to the Power BI part. So the Power BI questions, the level of Power BI questions was up to that mark. It was a bit advanced, I would say, but based on the concepts which were covered in the course and the advanced concepts which were provided to us, I think that would be enough once you get the hold of it.
Okay. Okay. So it was mostly a person's practice, right? Ki if you practice more, basically those will be the
Yeah,
questions that would be asked. Power BI can someone can expect a bit advanced questions in DAX, right?
right. Because DAX is so unpredictable. You can people can literally ask anything in interview if you're focused on DAX, and any course is not enough to prepare you for it. I would say that only your own practice and your skill set combining those logics will help you deal with that part in any interview.
Okay. Um, any moment that happened with you which you want to share? Maybe anything, any good moment or something that changed your perspective, anything that you would like to share?
Yeah, so I have something to share. So when I initially joined the program, and we were given a case study which we needed to perform. It was related to Excel, because we were covering Excel at that point, and I had just prepared a basic like task sheet and how I would deal with it, and I just submitted that. And when I interacted with the community, I saw everyone was like making very nice projects. Everyone was making very detailed projects, and then I remember I had a conversation with you that I'll resubmit the project. So I worked really hard on that. I assessed every other project. I say what nice things they have done in those projects, and I used to like make changes to it, and then I resubmitted that project, and I got to very like the remarks were very good for that project. So uh, that
So your
project is one
projects
of
were really good.
the like yeah, it is one
I
of
still
those
remember
projects
you
which
used
I'm
to
really
first send
proud.
it to me.
Yeah, I used to send it like, is it nice? Is there any changes which need to be made
That was definitely
or
there.
something?
Any piece of advice, Adnan, that you would like to give to any learner who might be transitioning in this role? How much does it matter to come from a non-technical background? And any piece of advice just you might have related to anything. Could be from a coming from a non-technical background, could be having the mindset of cracking that government role, having the mindset of maybe just looking for work-life balance, could be anything. What would it be? Because hearing from someone who
What
has
I would
lived
say,
the phase would be something that could be really very helpful for everyone. Because if I'll say, it would be coming from a mentor. If you would say something, it would be coming from someone who has lived the phase, who has seen all these struggles, has transitioned as well. So yeah.
uh, what I would say as a non-techie coming from a non-technical background, I think it's not essential that you need to focus on all the coding part, Python part, and everything part in the initial stages of your career, especially if you're planning to enter into analytics field. You can just build your foundations in Excel, SQL, Power BI, and then start working on those tools after you get a hold of it, after you get a good learning out of it. So that is one thing which I'd like to everyone to focus on, and especially second thing I would like to say is that it's better to have a structured roadmap if you're planning to get into the field of analytics, because I what I've seen on YouTube and other platforms is that there is not a lot of clarity on like on which topic to jump to after one is finished and after the other one. So I think if you're enrolled in such a program like WsCube Tech, it would help you to structure your way throughout the course, and the guidance which you get alongside it, that helps as well. Because like I can say it for my own level as well, because I was very nervous at the interviews. I don't know what to do, what questions to expect, and everything. And I had a mentor like you who could guide me with situations and what to do next, what to expect next, and everything. And yeah, this is it. I would say, like, have a structured way, dive deep into it, and if you're skilled enough, work on projects. Projects are very important. Work on projects, and don't just create projects, you should know about them. I would say that you should have information about what impact this particular KPI or this measure is going to do in the stakeholders report, what impact it would have on his business or the roles associated
Right.
with it. So that helps as well. If you create like impactful projects, it would be more helpful, and more people would appreciate you for it, and it would help you in your career a lot as well.
Okay, that was a great piece of advice that you have given. Obviously, because there are so many content that is there uh, on YouTube or on other platforms as well. It's easy to get distracted. Ki, okay, I started learning Excel, but somewhere I saw about data cleaning. Then I started scrolling about data cleaning. Then I saw another tool, and it can be really overwhelming, right? So structured learning is definitely important. Um, One last question, though, before we wrap things up. It was all really very helpful. What would be your next steps towards your career, where you are planning to get into, whether it is exploring more in analytics or getting to data science, data engineering, machine learning?
Uh, so, well, I'm still enrolled in the course. So, the machine
Yeah,
learning part,
actually, it
I'm
has
yet
not
to
ended yet.
explore
I'm so sorry. I just almost forgot the course has not ended
the
yet, right?
Yeah, so I'm yet to explore the machine learning part as well. I'm yet to build my projects around it as well. And I'm for my future goals, I'm planning to like upscale myself into Python, ML, and so. And I'm focusing more towards the management roles, which help in decision making and such. So I would be more inclined towards that, and data science as well. Data science as well, because if you have some advanced knowledge, data science could help you enhance that knowledge and work deeper into that field, into analytics field as well. So, data science and management is something which I'm planning to go at in the upcoming years.
Okay. All right. Okay. I almost forgot that the course has not ended yet. Yeah. So you can take your time. First of all, you can relax and chill in this role. Enjoy it, learn. Maybe you will be getting, obviously, you'll be getting to deal with lots of new projects as well. So first, I think you would be more focused towards that. Gradually, obviously, you will upskill, as I know you.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Adnan, for this session. It was really very helpful, and it's going to be really very helpful for everyone who would watch it. Because again, coming from me, things are quite easy, but listening from someone who has already lived the journey, it would be much more impactful. Just not just for choosing a course, but for choosing a career transition as well. A lot of people hesitate coming from different backgrounds that whether they should transition or not. That's where listening from someone who has lived the journey would help a lot. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Adnan, for
And
taking out
one
your
last
time.
thing that I would like to add.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah,
Please
one
go
last
ahead.
thing I would like to add that your background, I think it's not important in the field of analytics, whether you come from a science background or arts background or any background. How you upskill yourself, how you progress yourself through the way by building projects, by working on tools, by getting the exposure to do it, that is more important for everyone. So it's better if anyone who is watching this video focus on building projects, focus on your own learning first, rather than focusing on your stream or which background you come from. And I'm sure you'll do some good out of it.
Thank you so much for sharing that piece of advice as well. Thank you so much, Adnan, again, for taking out your time for this session. It was a great session. It was great hearing from you after a long time as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Ayushi.